Hi, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Over the last few months, I've received a few requests to upload my hair care routine. My hair is extremely dull and flat, so this is the routine I follow on some days to make my hair look extremely shiny. It took me a while to film, but here we go. Step 1 is always detangling. I tend to wash my hair every 2 to 3 days and I find it helpful to get rid of any knots before I step into the shower. I always use a wide tooth comb for this step and I detangle my hair from the ends first. I don't detangle my hair, or at least I don't start detangling my hair from the roots, otherwise I'll just rip my hair out. I take my time and I never detangle my hair when I'm in a rush. I love scalp massages. They've been extremely helpful in my hair journey, and there are several versions of scalp massages I include in my routine. The simplest approach is to use my fingers to move the skin on my scalp, just slow, gentle, circular motions. If you notice, all I'm doing is moving the skin on my scalp, and I'm careful not to use my nails, only the tips of my fingers. Scalp massages are fantastic because they stimulate blood flow, and that has definitely helped in my overall scalp health. After about a minute of doing that, I move on to a good old hairbrush. Option 1 is to use a wooden brush and gently brush the top of my head with it. Again, I do this very slowly because my hair is quite fragile and susceptible to breakage, like it'll simply fall off my head. Plus, if I'm too aggressive with the wooden brush, like my scalp, it's very sensitive, so I have to be careful. That's why this is option 1. It's a great option to use, but I also have another brush that I really like. My preferred hairbrush is a regular detangling brush, ideally with vegan boar bristles to stimulate my scalp. The Wet n Wild detangling brush or the Tangle Teaser are also great options. I'm using the one from Solar Eclipse. I brush my scalp for around 5 minutes. I also flip my head and I find that this really helps with blood flow. Then just move the brush on my scalp in circular motions very slowly, very gently. And I feel like scalp massages have been a great addition to my routine when it comes to hair growth. I've been oiling my hair once every week for the last 2 years, and the difference has been massive. I have a very dry scalp, so I find that using oils just they help promote a clean scalp, and that leads to hair growth. Lately, I've been using the Inde Wild Hair Oil and I like it. It's lightweight, it smells lovely, and it's not sticky or goopy. So it's very user friendly when it comes to application. Pro tip, I never use more than a couple of drops because if I apply too much product, I end up having to use a lot of shampoo to wash my hair. That's such a waste of product and time, and it just leaves my hair feeling very dry. I lightly massage the oil into my scalp. The next product is optional. It's the viral OGX oil. I like to use it on days when I want my hair to be extra shiny. I apply it only on my ends, never on my scalp because it's full of silicones. Also, for folks with super fine hair, this is easily skippable. You could simply use the Indie Wild oil on your ends. After around an hour, it's time to wash my hair, and I've chosen the L'Oreal Paris Glycolic Gloss range, the shampoo and conditioner. This is perfect for, shiny hair. It may look like I'm using a lot of products, and I am, but that's only because my hair is really dull, dry, and flat, and overall very dead looking. So for me to make it look shiny, it's no small task. But a combination of all these products, it really does make my hair look shiny. So if it's shine that you're after, this routine definitely works. I've also used a small amount of the L'Oreal Everpure Glossing Lamination Mask. This product is basically shine in a bottle. Now that I'm out of the shower, I go in with a scalp serum. I'm using this one from Kerastase, the Genesis serum. It's so viral. Now I've only just started using this product. It's designed to prevent hair fall. I'm not really sure if it's good or if it's bad because I've just had it for a couple of days, but so far I've had a pleasant experience with it. It's lightweight and it doesn't make my scalp greasy because I'm always using this on clean hair. I suppose I'll have to use it for a couple of months at least to kind of see if the results are any good. Now it's time for styling products. First up is leave-in conditioner, an absolute must because I've noticed a significant improvement in the quality of my lengths since I started using leave-in conditioners. I'm using the L'Oreal No Haircut Cream today. I make sure not to take a lot of product because I don't want to weigh my hair down, and I only apply it to the mids and ends. Whatever is left, I'll take it up to my roots, but I focus on the mids and ends. Then I start detangling my hair, such an important step, and this is where I have to be extra careful, very gentle, because when my hair is wet, it's more fragile, and this is where a lot of breakage happens and hair damage. Next is heat protectant. I would not suggest heat styling without using any form of heat protection. The Kerastase Gloss Absolute Glaze Milk helps add shine, it smells lovely, and it's a very lightweight formula. I can be pretty heavy-handed with this product, and I can even apply it near my roots. And no matter how much I apply, it never weighs my hair down, which is absolutely amazing. Because let's be honest, who wants to put in so much effort only to have your hair look greasy and oily by the end of the routine? Last product is a hair serum or a hair oil. This step helps lock in moisture. The Mise en Scène serum is a wonderful, affordable option. I take a very small amount, I rub it between the palms of my hands, and I distribute it evenly throughout my hair. I focus mainly on the mids and ends, and then whatever's left on my hands, I'll just apply it near my roots. I can do that because my hair doesn't mind. Now I'm going to blow dry my hair, and I'm using the Dyson Airwrap in this routine. You could use any blow dryer, anything works, it's just a matter of technique. The first step is to rough dry my hair. Basically, that just means I have to make sure that my roots are completely dry, like 100% dry. And I'm also careful not to create a lot of frizz, so I'm directing the airflow downward. I find that working in smaller sections is quite helpful because it minimizes frizz and it takes a lot less time that way. I'm making sure that my back, just the roots, are 100% dry because that's the main reason why Dyson Airwrap blowouts just flop. Then I detangle my hair, very important because blow dry brushes can be quite rough and they can pull and snag. Now I'm just using a paddle brush attachment to smooth out my roots even further because my roots, they can be very curly. So I'm just doing that right now before I move on to the next step, which is a round brush attachment. So this just takes me around 5 minutes. If your hair is already very straight, honestly, the paddle brush on its own is pretty much enough, but for me it's not. It's just the first step. So I do this on the other side on my back and it takes me around 5 minutes. At this stage you could use a round brush, a blow dry brush, a heated round brush. All that matters is the technique. I just make sure that the round brush is taut against my hair. That means creating tension, and if the round brush is loose, I'll just end up creating a lot of frizz. My hair won't look smooth. I have a ton of videos, tutorials on the Dyson Airwrap, how I get my blow dries to look smooth and last. So if you want to see more about the Dyson Airwrap, just a quick review, tutorials, make sure you check out those videos. They can be very helpful. The trickiest part about blow drying my hair is getting rid of those flyaways. So I have to spend some extra time figuring out how to get rid of them. It does take some time, but it's important to smooth them out for a professional looking blow dry. This may look like a lot of work, but trust me, if you have a powerful tool, blow drying doesn't really take a lot of time. Now I'll move on to the rest of my hair. I've separated the bangs, and again I'm just making sure that my roots are 100% dry. That is absolutely crucial for a good blow dry. Once I'm done with that, I'll detangle my hair. As always, it's so important to be gentle and just to take my time because I don't want to damage my hair while I'm blow drying it. Then I'll do the same thing. I'll take my round brush and I'll maintain tension. Right now it may look like my hair is unhealthy, but it's not. It's just that my natural hair texture is wavy and curly. So I have to style it a little differently for my natural hair to look good. All the products that I've used in this video are very helpful. They make my hair feel soft, look smooth, and they protect the overall health of my hair. I've done the same thing on the other side. I've just focused on getting my hair to look smooth, and then I'll focus on my roots, on any flyaways, because that's where all the frizz happens. I also have some curtain bangs to take care of, so I'll just take the round brush, place it on top of the bangs, under the bangs, and I'll keep using the round brush till I achieve the shape that I want with my bangs. This can be a little bangs. This can be a little tricky, but it's just a matter of practice and technique, and you'll figure out what works for you. Sometimes I like to use a medium-sized Velcro roller just to set my bangs in place and get the shape I want. Then, to be on the safer side, I take the paddle brush attachment and use it on my back just to make sure that there aren't any wet sections around the root area. If there's any dampness like around my scalp, I can take care of it right now rather than later. I do like the way my hair looks right now, like a classic 90s blow dry, but I want to take this like one step ahead and also curl my hair using the curling barrel attachment. My hair is looking so shiny right now and I absolutely love it. The curling barrel attachment is pretty simple and straightforward, just requires a little bit of practice. I take small sections because the airflow works better with small sections, and I just let my hair wrap itself around the barrel and I get these soft bouncy curls. They're nothing tight or too intricate and intense. They're just soft, loose, bouncy waves, and they give me that lovely, curly blowout look. I have a lot of videos using this attachment on my channel, so make sure you check them out. And also, if you like this video, I would be so grateful if you'd consider liking it and subscribing to my channel. That really does go a long way in helping me with the YouTube algorithm. I'm a very small channel. I love having this little community and I would love for it to grow. So I'd be very grateful if you could consider supporting my channel. The whole curling process doesn't take a lot of time. Like, this is the most fun I have when blow drying my hair. Like, it takes me roughly around 10 minutes to do my whole head of hair. I let each section stay on the barrel for around 10 seconds before I let it go. And my hair is able to hold a curl, so that's not really a problem for me. But if you struggle with the Dyson Airwrap and just making your blow dry last, I would suggest using a hair mousse. That helps to like a certain extent. Sometimes I end up with a few wonky bits, so I go back and I try to fix them. One of the biggest lessons I've learned in my overall hair care journey is just to take my time and enjoy the process. Sometimes it can be a bit of a chore. That's why I don't do this like every day. But on some special occasions, it is fun to take this time out for myself. Also, if you struggle to hold a curl, I'd suggest using a hairspray once you're done. I don't have to, so I'm skipping that step for today. Once I'm done, I try my best not to touch my hair. It's tough, but just trust me, don't touch your hair. However, if you do have like a few weird curls, just go back and fix them. That's what I do. Well, now it's time to remove the Velcro roller and to release the bangs. And they look a little funny. That's why I flip my hair and shake it from side to side just to fix the bangs. And slowly my hair just takes its own natural shape. I lightly brush my bangs just to give them a little shape. And there you go, that's the finished result. I love the way my hair turned out when I followed this routine. Trust me, it's no easy feat for my hair to look so shiny, my dry, dull hair. And I just love the way this routine turned out. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching it all the way till the very end. And I will see you very soon in the next one.